Alright everybody, today's video I'm going to go over some frequently asked questions. You guys are doing a great job. You guys are liking a lot of my videos, subscribing, watching a lot of my videos, and you guys are commenting a lot, and you guys are asking a lot of questions that need answering. And I make these videos every once in a while once the questions start building up. Obviously, I don't get a ton of views and a ton of comments, but I do get some, and I like to highlight a lot of the questions I get the most asked, and even if they're not the most asked, just to answer some of them that people have. So I have a list here, and I'm going to go through them all. And these are just my frequently asked questions, and I'm going to answer them for you guys. So the first one is, okay, I got a lot of this on an old video, and I never addressed it, but here it is. Why is Zippo fluid better than Ronson fluid? Okay, Zippo fluid is better than Ronson fluid because Ronson fluid is basically premium gas. I mean, Zippo fluid is basically premium gas. Ronson is regular unleaded. You know what I mean? Premium is a higher octane. It just burns better. It burns cleaner. It's obvious, right? And Ronson is the unleaded. It's a little sluggish, a little slower. It burns and it does, but it's a little sootier, whatever, dirtier, whatever the reason unleaded gas is unleaded gas, okay? And Zippo and Ronson fluids run under their own entity still. Zippo's own factory makes their own Zippo fluid, and Ronson's own factory, even though Zippo owns the Ronson factory still runs under its own entity. You can still go buy a bottle of Ronson fluid. The only thing it says on the back is owned by Zippo USA or whatever. So, so that's the first reason, and that's the first question. Zippo fluid is 100% better. It's more expensive. It's a better quality. You get less of it in the same size bottle as a Ronson one because, like I said, it's a premium fuel. And I've emailed Zippo about this many times. It's not a hidden secret. It's a known fact. Everybody knows this. Zippo fluid is the better fluid. It really is. There is a difference. It is the same chemical in there and everything like that, but the way they make it and the way they refine it is just better. It just other places have better gas. It's the same thing as that. There's no arguing it. So that's that reason. So now the next one is, I get this asked a lot on my little Zippo bag trick where I put the bag on the bottom of the Zippo. A lot of people ask, "Oh, well, does the bag melt if you sit there and you let it go?" Well, why would the bag melt? You know what I mean? When you have a kerosene oil lamp, the glass ball with the oil in it, my Zippo's running out of fluid, I gotta fill it. The glass on the bottom never gets hot. With the kerosene in it, you can put a plastic bag in there with the wick, and that plastic bag will never melt. The only thing that gets hot on a kerosene lamp is the chimney, the glass chimney up top where the wick is with the flame on it. That's the only thing that gets hot. So in a Zippo, you can leave it there for a long time. The only thing that'll ever get hot is here, and maybe your flywheel will heat up after a really long time. But that's it. Your bag's not going to melt in there. It never will. Trust me, I leave this running all the time. Doesn't ever melt. So there's that next question. And then the next question was the diminished flame. Well, go back and look at my video. People are like, "Oh, does the bag stop the airflow or whatever and change the flame size?" Well, if you go look at my comments, most of the people say no, and they say that this bag trick helps them save fluid all the time. And then with the with the airflow and the flame, look at my video that has 55,000 views right now. It's my Zippo tricks, the 3 best tricks. If you wait till the end of the video, I take the bag out and I show that it's in there. Sorry, I just had to turn something off. I show that it's in there, and you can clearly see in the whole video as the time I'm lighting it, that flame isn't diminished. And this right now, you can see, it's running out of fluid, but this flame's still big for a dying Zippo. But so that answers that question. And then the next one is okay, other uses for the Zippo bag trick. Now here's the thing. You can use other things from a sandwich bag. Like, I heard people comment from other sides of the world, and they're like, "We don't have sandwich bags over here." I'm like, "Really? Really? You don't got sandwich bags over there? That's not a common thing." Like, over here, they're plentiful, right? $1, you get a bag of 100 of them. And, like, you know, one bag can do your Zippo for 6 months. So, they wanted to know other things you can put in there. Well, if I said cling wrap, you'd have to make it a few times thicker, fold it a few times, like not one layer of cling wrap. You'd have to fold it a few times, then put that on the bottom because it's a little thin and it rips easy. Or one girl had commented on there that she was a nurse or something, and she was using the fingers out of a latex glove. She just cut the finger off and slide it over the insert, and that was working really good. And another one was tape. Well, different kinds of tape. It depends on the tape. Like masking tape or scotch tape or painter's tape probably isn't good because the fluid eats at that tape. But and another guy said the Teflon tape, because Teflon tapes for plumbing, like when you have threads, you put the Teflon tape around it and thread it in, and that'll keep it from leaking, right? That'll keep water from going through. So somebody said, oh, well, I'm going to try it on my Zippo. And I didn't have to try it. He actually tried it, and he posted his results on my video, so you can go back and read his comment. He said what happens is, too, the fluid eats that tape, and it doesn't work as a seal. And it's hard to slide in and out, too, he said, I think. So those are some other things you can use if you don't have a bag for the bag trick. And I guess Teflon tape doesn't work. A lot of people did mention that comment too, and he cleared up those facts because he tested it and tried it himself. And then the next question was, why is a 90s Canadian Zippo worth more than an American 90s Zippo? Well, because the American 90s Zippo was mass produced, right? Like America has 400 million people or 350 million people or whatever it is, right? So when Zippo in the USA puts out a run, they make 50,000, 100,000 of those Zippos. When Zippos would be made in Canada, the population here is only 30 million. And back then it was even less. It was probably like 20. So when they put out a run, they'd only put out 5,000, 1,000, right? They'd only make that many because that's all the population bought, right? So when Zippo USA puts out a run, they put out a run. It's their limited edition run is like 12,000, and it's like a specialty collectible, and there's only 12,000 made. Well, when Canada was just making regular ones, their runs were only 1,000, 5,000. Some maybe big ones were 10,000, but that's it. Our factory was very small too, and so that's why Canadian one's more rare. And the Canadian one shut down in 2002. They haven't made a Canadian Zippo in 18 years. So, and that's another reason that adds to the rarity of them. And another question I get is the Zippo email problem. A lot of people are commenting that Zippo is not answering them back. And I had just talked to Zippo at the time I got the first comment on there saying Zippo wasn't answering them back. I tried to email Zippo. I have not gotten back to them yet. They have not gotten back to me, and they usually email me back within a day. They're always great about it. But it is because this whole thing going on, whatever, they're a little bit shut down. They're not answering emails clearly to anyone I know of and to me, which is weird because they always do. And you can't send Zippos to them right now to fix, right? You can, but they'll just be stuck in loophole in the factory not getting fixed. So don't send your Zippos right now. Wait for them to open back up shop. And then on to my next question. Oh, the Vanishing Flame. I've seen a lot of people commenting on there that they couldn't do the trick of the Vanishing Flame. Well, the trick to the Vanishing Flame is you have to take this wick. See the wick right? Oh, so my finger's covering it. See the wick? You have to just push it to the back. Just have it touching the back here, the back of the chimney. Just push it to the back. And then when you pinch it, cut off the air and completely suffocate it. And then there's going to be a tiny little flame stuck on the inside of the flint, and it'll appear that the Zippo had went out. You throw it back, the air from you doing that lights the Zippo back up. And that's the Vanishing Flame trick. And then, now my next thing is, guys, we have to email Zippo. I want an armored heavy metal copper, pure copper Zippo, high polish. I don't know. I just want one. I don't have one. I want an armored pure copper Zippo. I'll pay anything for it. Email them, tell them we all want a precious metal line. That's where you get a solid armor titanium, solid armor copper, all these other metals. It's a really cool run they did in 2006, a precious metal run. Check it out. It was really cool. I'd want them to, but they didn't do it for armored Zippos, regular Zippos. I want them to do a precious metal run for armors. Let's get together, email them all en masse, and they'll see that there's a demand for it. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was future videos. Guys, whatever you guys want to see, I'm running out of things here. Whatever you guys want to see, please in the comment section, help me out. I'll make videos on whatever you want to see. I don't mind sharing my knowledge or sharing how-to videos or anything like that, I don't mind doing it. Please, in the comments, ask me what you want to see. I'll help me out. I'll help you out. Everyone, take care. You guys have a great. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys soon.